Hello, everyone. It's M. Teresa Lawrence with Covered Wagon Sessions, and today we have a fabulous guest, um, Lady Jen du Plessis. I want to call you doctor for some reason, but I don't know why. But today, Jen is going to tell us about her fabulousness and what she's up to, um, where she started, what she's up to now, and what she's excited about for the future. So Jen, welcome.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for having me. All impromptu, right? We're both
Yes.
kind of,
Oh, so,
honestly, we're both kind of thrown together. We've been traveling and we just threw ourselves together.
and I have to be honest, I did this great event with Jen. Mostly she did the event and I watched, but it was still awesome. I'm going to say I shared a stage with her because I can. I went up on that stage. We were at in California with David Fagan, and what was the name of that
Top
event?
Talent Hollywood.
That was
Yeah.
Top Talent Hollywood, and then before then, were you at the May event as well?
No.
No? Okay, well, he
No.
had another event that was called the Big Festoon, and that was fabulous, but the one that just happened with Lady Jen, it was fabulous, and she got up on stage and she talked, and my jaw dropped, and I was like, I want to do that. That's the truth. Like, I want to do that because I'm starting,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cool to see someone like you that's accomplished, that's done so much.
Thank you.
And I want to learn, and I think the audience wants to learn
Well, I
too.
appreciate that. You know, a lot of times in business, people don't want to share that they want to learn. They
Really?
just want to quietly learn. They don't want to ask for help. And you're not that, so I think
No,
that's
I ask for help all the time.
I think
Please,
that's
if
wonderful.
you are
Yeah.
watching and you feel that
Yeah.
you can assist, please do so.
Yeah.
Okay, and now, please share with the audience your story, which,
Yeah, well, if we're talking about, past, present, and future,
Yes, that's
right?
what
or
we're doing.
past, future, whatever it is.
whatever you want to do. You can even
Whatever the
start,
order
you can
is.
even start with like,
It's funny because I teach something called past, future, present, so I get it mixed up now. Isn't that
okay,
crazy?
so what is past, future, present?
Well, I'll
that
tell you
teach?
about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll tell you about it. So where it started for me is that I was in the hustle in my business, and I was doing what all the gurus said to do, which was to go out and make connections and drop everything to answer your phone. So, if you're an entrepreneur, you get that, right? The problem is I was mechanical in everything that I was doing. I was just doing the thing to do it, and I was in the hustle, and I was extremely unhappy. I was very successful, but extremely unhappy. And then one night, we went to dinner with my family, and I got the phone call from my client, and what do you think I did?
You left the family for the client?
I promise I'm only going to be 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. My client needs me. So I went outside, and I was already filled with anxiety because I knew that I'm not going to be just 5 minutes because I never had
So
been
you weren't
before.
present with your family, and not
No.
present with the client.
And I'm not present with myself. I'm not serving anybody. And I was walking what I call the concrete balance beam. It's that curve that we walk and talk and walk and talk and do little pirouettes on and everything. And I looked over into the window of the restaurant, and my family was creating all these beautiful memories. But guess who wasn't in them? I was not in these memories. And that was the moment I said, I'm done. I'm done with the hustle, and there's got to be a better way to live life. And I created a framework that I now use called Hustle to Harmony.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Harmony. So I wanted harmony, but I also still wanted to make money. So I had to create this great framework to be able to do it. And what happened is I 3X my business, and I negative 3X my time.
How did you do that?
Yeah, it took me a couple years. It took me a couple years to figure it out because in the industry that I was in, people hold things really close to their vest because it's so competitive. They're not going to tell me how to do it. And for me, it was one, get clarity on who I want to work with, what I want to do. I have a phrase called complement and not complicate. I don't work with anyone that complicates me. I work with everyone who compliments me. Me, my family, my team. So if they don't understand that I have a life, I can't work with them. Right? So I had to go through that process, that sifting process. So that was clear.
And that's a painful process because sometimes when you say no, this
people
isn't
get-
working, and especially what you've described that you were doing before, you
Yeah.
were on call 24/7.
They're
That's
like,
hard.
what's wrong with her? Yeah, what's wrong with her? What's going on? So that was part of it. A second was credibility. I wanted to up-level my credibility. I wanted to become elite. The great Les Brown says, if you're casual about your business will become a casualty. And I thought, well, there was nothing casual about the hustle I was in, but I was skimming the surface. wasn't digging deep. I wasn't present with anyone. So I said, well, if I'm going to go a lead, what does that mean? I need to enhance my character. I need to make sure that I am, doing what I said, and make sure the integrity is really there, and that I'm curious about people. So there's a lot of layers of this, and but that was getting my credibility up there, so that I would be known as the only one that people choose for what I do. Right?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Community. I had to build the right community and pay attention to them. And I had, because it was a numbers game before, just give me your card, give me your info, it's numbers.
Right, and people felt that.
And very
believe it.
selective
Yeah.
now, and very, very selective that you can't have all the access to
So
me that
you
I
went
used
from
to.
chasing to embodying. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, chasing to attracting too.
Okay,
They were chasing
attracting.
me now.
Okay.
I don't chase them, right? So
And do you feel that they're chasing you because you're embodying your true self?
Oh,
You're-
absolutely. The authentic, more calmed down, more present, all of those pieces. But it couldn't happen until I had a mindset shift, from mechanics to mindset, because that's where the momentum.
Okay, I want
created.
everybody that's watching to listen to that, because I just had that shift, because I was always chasing, and it finally occurred to me, I didn't have to chase anything. I'm freaking
Right.
brilliant, and what I'm doing is powerful.
Right.
And the minute I did that, my phone started ringing.
That's exactly it.
And
Yeah.
it's such a subtle little thing that you won't get until you're ready to get.
That's true. And so is the same with the compliment versus complicate. It may sound brash, like I don't want to work with you, I don't want to work with you, ooh, I want to work with you. But
But how do you
get to a
know?
saturation point where you just can't be available for everybody.
Right.
And when you are, you're selling to no one, you're attracting no one because you're available to everybody.
So how do you know if somebody's complimenting? Do you feel it? Do you ask questions? I mean,
So
just,
my
you don't have to
colleague- No,
do
it's
you,
really
you.
good. No, my colleague, well, I think there's a feeling. I think I'm an empath, so you get a feeling. I think all of us do. But my colleague, Dr. Greg Reed, he's the founder of Secret Knock. He has an acronym called CPC, and I've changed it to CPCC, which is there are clues, and then there are patterns, and we need to have conversations, and then we need to make choices. So we first see the clue. If they show up late every time, that's a clue. Once they do it every time, that's a pattern. Now we need to have a conversation, because they may not even be aware of that. So if they're demanding from you at 9 o'clock at night, they call you at 9 o'clock, and they always call you at 9 o'clock, you need to have a conversation that says, I've got a family. I can't be available at 9 o'clock. And then I need to make a decision, right? Clues or choice. I need to make that decision as to whether or not this person is complicating or complementing my life, my values, and the boundaries I've put around my values. And when I did that, I lost some referral partners. I lost some clients, but you know what? I gained so many more on the other side.
Okay. No, that's beautiful. And for those of you watching, I'm only talking from my personal experience, because I finally got to a point where I felt brave enough to say, this is not working for me. But I went through a lot of people pleasing, and a lot of fear that these people were up here and I was down here. And the truth is, I don't need to put anybody on a pedestal. I'm just going to treat people the way I treat everybody, and it's okay to tell your truth.
Yes.
So that's what you're saying.
And that's what
that's what I'm
and I
hearing.
definitely, got to that point. In fact, I had this person call me right as we were walking to Mass one weekend, and I said, I can't take the call, because I was in a new mode, right? Before, I would have taken the call and just missed church, right? But now I'm like, I can't take the call because, and I don't want to. I'm choosing not to. I want to be able to go into Mass, and I'll call them later. I came out and I called and I said, I'm sorry, but I was heading into, I apologize, I was heading into Mass. And they go, well, that's okay. We already gave it to somebody else because you didn't call me back. Complicated. Done.
Perfect example.
Done.
Okay.
Done. So my community was important. The next thing was the communication. I had to have the systems to be able to communicate with people repeatedly, but in a way, creating a client experience that in a way made every client feel like they were their only client.
Right.
And this is something I coach on now. In fact, there are 18 engines and systems that you need to have as an entrepreneur in your business. And I call them the harmony engines, right? Because they give you back your life. So I had to create those systems as well. And then last but not least was continuity. I had to be consistent, and rather than doing random acts of marketing, random acts of pretending I liked someone, random acts of networking, random acts of so I had to be more, have continuity in all that I did, and that just, blew my business up in a fantastic way, and it grew me too. I think when you're all about the mechanics, I call it eating soup with a fork.
Okay.
Every day you're eating soup with a fork, and you're just doing the activities for the sake of it, right? So you're doing all these activities, and I think that what people don't realize, and I just lost my train of thought, and that's okay, because this is life. This is what happens.
No, what I was thinking when we were talking is, for those watching, how can they fast track? Because it took me 3 years of nonstop soul searching, digging deep, and making so many mistakes that it's joyous mistakes. As I do my balance sheet, since you're talking about money, there's a whole section in taxes called learning.
Yes.
And there were all the money that I would never spend again.
Right.
Right. And for those who don't want to experience that, what do you recommend?
Here's what I would say. Stop talking, take action, and get the results. And the only way to do that is to slow down so that you can speed up instead of speeding up to slow down.
I get you.
You get it?
I get it.
You get it? Of course you get it, right? Stop running and chasing and running. It's coming, it's like a slingshot. Like, pull back the slingshot and analyze what's going on before you take the next action.
Exactly.
And refer to those core values that you have in your business. So if family is a core value, if I said to you, hey, core value is, what's your core value? And you said family, then why are you working till midnight? Why are you working on weekends? Why are you in the hotel room with your computer and there on the beach? Guess what? That was me.
Yeah, that was me too.
That was me. And so I had to say, okay, if that's a boundary, then it's a boundary. If integrity is a boundary, it's a boundary. If faith is a boundary, it's a boundary.
So it was really keeping your word to yourself.
Absolutely. Be true to yourself. My mom has a quote: "We flatter those we scarcely know, we please the fleeting guests, but we deal many a thoughtless blow to those we love the best,"
Well, that's beautiful and
including
powerful.
ourselves. So if we're as good to ourselves as we are to the business we're trying to build, we're going to have the ultimate joy in life. We're going to have harmony.
Well, that's beautiful. So, one last thing before we go, because
Future. We did past and lots
so,
of
what's coming up in the future? And if you could give one word of advice or one.
So coming up in the future, I have another book, the collaboration book that's going to be coming out this year. We've pulled back quite a bit. I have 2 words this year. I'm an overachiever. 2 words this year: exemplary expansion. So in order to expand or, make transformation or whatever someone's word is, growth or whatever, I wanted to have an adjective to it that reminded me that it can't be growth for growth's sake, put myself back in a hustle. Right? So everything I'm doing is top-notch, top-end, high-end, and I'm not doing as much because less is more, right? One word of advice. I don't know if, you didn't say one word, but one piece of advice. Yeah, I would go back to that quote again. Just be as good to yourself as you are to the business, and live your legacy while you're building it. Don't wait. Don't wait to have the legacy. Enjoy life. Live full out all the time. And sometimes we have a lifestyle that takes me all over the place. We're boaters. We love wine. We love horse racing. We love all these things. And then I go, I'm reminded, I have a business. Instead of in the business. And this is my phrase: stop working in and on your business and start living above and beyond it.
Oh, it's beautiful. And with that, I say thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This was joyous. And for those of you watching, you can reach Jen Plessis at, how can they connect? Is it at the website?
Well, yeah, sure, they can go there. But if you want some more information or you'd like to maybe get the Harmony Engine, you can email mentormejen@gmail.com, and then in the subject line, just put gift or put Harmony Engine, mentormejen@gmail.com. And that's where I have everybody go who wants information so that I can be in one place. I'm sure you can find me all over the internet, but sometimes you're going to find me Jen. Sometimes you're going to find me Lady Jen because I was knighted a couple years ago.
I know, that
and
is
some
like
of those
the coolest
things
thing.
don't. I know some of those things won't let you change. So yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
Take
Thank you.
care. Peace.